Don't worry about it. It was just the hung. Jungkook answered while playing with the stuffed toy. Jimin sounded disappointed. Wait, he also said you're holding hand with him. Are you finally going on with your plan? Jungkook, hmm. It, that's why you called me? Well, yeah. Hey, are you busy? I'm bored. Jungkook cut him off. Not really. Wanna home over? Jiminy offered. Sure, I'll be over in half an hour or however long it takes me to walk to your place. Jungkook sat up and set the bunny down on his nightstand. Bye. Bye. See you soon. Jimin shouted and hung up this boy. Why is he always shouting? Jungkook rolled his eyes and put his phone in his pocket before he got up and left his room. He quickly went downstairs and stopped by the living room again. If mom and dad came home, tell them I'm at Jimin and I don't know when I'll be back. Minnie groaned and looked over Jungkook. Yeah, sure, whatever. She shook his head and went back to what she was doing. Sorry, my stupid brother. Anyway, what 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 are you up to? She was on the phone with someone. Jungkook had an idea of who it was, but he didn't want to think about them right now, so he left ahead to Jimin's house. Let me in. He knocked on the door, what seemed like the 100th time. Finally, the door opened, revealing a very looking Jimin. JK, don't tell me you are sleeping. I know, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. You just took too long. Come in. Jimin moved his to a side and yawned. Yeah. Jungkook walked inside and Jimin closed the door. The two of them went to living room and sat on the couch. So, what do you want to do? Jimin asked, bringing his legs up to his chest and hugging them. Watch a movie? I don't know. To do something. Here you find a movie to put on and I'll get us something to eat or drink. Any request? Jimin let go only his. Taehyung threw himself onto his bed and let out a long groan. What was going on? What is wrong with him? He had no answer and no idea what to do. He was confessed and his phone rang. He signed and picked it. It was Minnie. He took his time before he answered it. Hello, Taehyung. Hi. Minnie shouted from the other side line. Taehyung put on the fake smile he could ever thought. He could even seen him and tried to act as authentic as he could. Hey, how is going? Good, I miss you. Minnie spoke in a voice that just sounded like she was pouting. Why? Why not you picking up early? Taehyung thought back to what he was doing not even an hour ago and he just smiled. I was busy with stuff, sorry. It's okay, I guess. So, how was you? See him, it honestly annoying Taehyung, but he wouldn't say that was that type of person Taehyung was. I'm fine, Taehyung started but stopped when they heard a voice in the background of the phone call. If mom and dad came home, then I am at Jimin's and I don't know when I'll be back, the voice said. It was quiet but Taehyung could clearly hear it and it was obviously Jungkook. Minhee groaned. Yeah, sure, whatever. Sorry, my stupid brother. Anyway, what are up you up to? Taehyung took a little while to respond. He was busy thinking things about a person, definitely thinking about Jungkook. Oh, most definitely. Nothing really, just sitting at home, might watch a movie or something. Oh, a movie? Hey, do you wanna maybe come or over a watcher? Suddenly, Taehyung's phone started ringing again. He pulled it away from his ear to look at the ID. He gasped and quickly ended the call with Minhee. Hey, I'm really sorry, but I'm getting another call that I really have to talk, so we can talk later, okay? Bye. Have a nice night. He hung up and answered the new call, a very big smile on his face. How have you been, Tahang? I miss talking to you, Ghost. I've been fine. What about you? The boy who was on the other line said, I'll be good, I guess. A lot going on and stuff, but yeah, I miss you, Jin. What made you want to call? Oh, alright. I am leaving in a few friends to come to a club to hang out or something. I wanna take Namjoon out when he came back and I brought it might. I love to go, but I'm little too young, are not I? Tahang said, sounding slightly down. It'll be after your birthday, so don't worry. Plus, Namjoon's going and he won't be drink anything other than water, Jin said. Tahang smiled bright than he had been before and nodded to no one in particular. Alright then, yeah, I'll go. When will it be? Whenever Namjoon get back from his trip, I'll make sure to message you all the details in advance. Alright, sound cool. Can't wait. He won't seen each other in forever. Taehyung rolled over into his stomach and laid his again his arms. I miss you and Namjoon too. I do too, Jin said in almost a whine, and I can't wait either. But hey, I gotta go now. I still have a few people to invite. Oh, alright. Well, talk later. Definitely. Bye. Bye. Tahang hung up with the biggest smile on his face. I can't believe I'm gonna see them again. Last I saw them was in high school. He sighed and rolled over onto his back again, staring up at the ceiling. A few days has passed since Taehyung and Jungkook were out at the mall. Since then, they had gone back to how they acted before. They were not talking to each other. Thought if Taehyung could he be, it was Jungkook who didn't want for whatever reason. Oh, this particular day, Taehyung was at Minhee and Jungkook's house again, like he usually was, but this time he didn't want to come. Okay, most of the time he didn't want to come, but this time his parents told him he had to go out because the wedding would come faster than he realized and he needed to get closer to Minhee before they were married or some stupid reason like that. Taehyung and Minhee were sitting in the living room watching some random moments that Minhee had put on. Neither of them were actually watching it. Taehyung was too occupied thinking about who knew what Minhee was trying to talk to Taehyung. Hey, are you listening? Minhee crossed his arms and looked at Taehyung with an eyebrow raise. Oh, sorry, what did you say? Taehyung snapped out of his daydreaming and looked up at Minhee. I asked when is your birthday? I realized I don't know it. She pouted. Taehyung just lifted his head. Oh, it's on the 14th. Minhee seemed shocked. On this month? Taehyung nodded. That's tomorrow. Why didn't you tell me? Minhee slightly raised her voice, but it was mainly from excitement. You never asked, Taehyung said. Minhee opened her mouth about to add it on, but it seems like she couldn't think of what to say, so she shut her mouth and turned her attention towards TV. Taehyung said again and was about to look back to the TV as well, but he saw Jungkook back down the hallway to the front door. That nodded. He didn't hear him come downstairs. Had he been of them, it seems like he doesn't that a lot, but oh well, It is his house after all. Taehyung was finally heading back home after being over 4 hours. He was getting tired of just watching movie all day. It was boring. He stepped outside after saying goodbye to Minnie and he was about to go down the step but Jungkook was at the bottom of them staring up at him. Taehyung stared back awkwardly. What now? Should he say hi? They were not talking, so he had no idea if Jungkook was mad at him or disliked him again. He decided just to risk it and greet him. Hey, are you just now leaving? Was all Jungkook said. Not even his hello. Yeah, why? You've been here for a while. Not my fault. I could have left soon, but I'll feel bad if just left. Taehyung looked at the ground, lowering his shoulders. Whatever, like a care, Jungkook walked up the step and past Taehyung. Bye. He gave a smile, wave, and opened the front door, walking inside and letting the door close behind him. Taehyung sighed and shut his eyes. Why was Jungkook so at this time? First he act like they are enemies and then they are good friends and they are enemies again. He doesn't even know what to feel or think right now. He really want to be friends with Jungkook but he doesn't seem interested at all and if he then he sure making things. It was next morning. Jungkook didn't even remember how much of the night before. He had been so tired and just headed straight to bed. He looked around his room as if to remember something, and that he did. He saw the small bag sitting on his desk. That's right, he had to bring it to Jimin today because he was not able to go to see him tomorrow. His actual birthday. Because Suga was going to spend the day with him, he groaned and sat up in his bed. He really didn't want to get up. It's not like he had to. It was not his birthday just yet. Oh, but it was someone's. That's right. He remembered, but he quickly got that thought out of. He just threw on a random pair of sweatpants and a hoodies and called it good, making sure to grab the bag and sit on his desk. He ran out of his room and down the stairs. He didn't even bother getting himself breakfast as he opened the front door and bolted out of his house. Well, that's what was supposed to happen. Instead, he ran into someone who was just getting ready to knock. What? Jungkook rubbed his head and looked up at the person he almost face planted into. His mood suddenly dropped. Why the am I always running into you? Why are you always at my house? Hello to you too. Taehyung rolled his eyes. He sounded irritated, which was new. He had never. He was about to question each, but then he remembered once again. Oh, hi. Yeah, happy birthday. He hesitated, not knowing if they were on that level of friendship or not. Tahang jaw practically dropped. Did Jungkook really just wish him a happy birthday? And how did he even know? He must have been, after all. The thanks. Jungkook looked down at the bag in his hand and then back up at Taehyung. He signed and reached into the bag, pulling something out and handing it to the boy. Here, I went to store to buy a gift from a friend, but I saw this too, and it reminded me of the bunny stuffed toy. I know it's lame and honestly weird, but yeah. Anyway, don't think much of it, okay? I have to go. Bye. Have a good day or whatever. After babbling on, Jungkook pushes his away past Taehyung and quickly walked away from his house. Taehyung watched as Jungkook walked away. That was strange. He looked down to the things that Jungkook handed him and he laughed. It was a stuffed with a cute little face on it with blushing cheeks. He felt happy that Jungkook actually cared enough to buy him something, even if it was only something small. He put the toy into the front pocket of his hoodie and knocked on the front door, waiting for it to be opened. Jungkook walked inside the house with a loud and announcing, "I swear I'm turning into Taehyung. I become over that much. Anyway, here loser, you better appetite it. Oh wait, you can't open it until tomorrow cause you made me come here today." Jimin stared at Jungkook in shock. "You are kidding? You are not gonna make me wait to open it, are you?" "What I'm saying of course you are." He half and took the bag from Jungkook. "Thanks." Also from someone who hates Taehyung. "You sure? Talk about him a lot, don't you?" Jungkook looked offended. "I ran into him when I was leaving, that's why," he scoffed. Sure, keep telling yourself that." Jimin grinned. "Do you want to keep your gift?" Okay, I'm sorry." Jimin held the bag behind him and laughed. "I didn't mean it. I'm sure you hate him with your entire being." "I do." Jungkook crossed his arm and huffed. "Of course you do. It's his birthday today." Jungkook cut Jimin off. Jimin in return just gasped and started shouting random things. "Jimin, his birthday is the day before mine? Does that mean he's a day older than me? How that wow, what are the chances? Hey, how are you gonna say you hate him on his birthday? Did you even say happy birthday? Did you get him anything? Why are you here with me when it's his birthday and you could be hanging out with him and become better friends with him?" "Oh my." Jungkook grunts. "Yes, I said happy birthday and I gave him a small gift." He mumbled and last part and looked off to the side. Jimin gasped and smiled brightly. "That's so nice of you. What was it?" Jungkook blushed silently, bit red and crossed his arms. "Nothing. It's dumb and it doesn't matter." Jungkook. He looked up at Jimin, who was giving him the look. Jungkook just groaned again and gave in. "The other day we went the mall and he brought me a stuffed bunny cause I forget my money, but whatever. But yeah, it's totally dumb." "Jimin, that was the cutest." Oh my god, I think you love." He Jimin covered his mouth before he could finish, realizing what he said. Jungkook gasped and gave Jimin a death glare. "JK, I do not, bro. I'm leaving. Happy birthday, loser. See you later." He waved the turn away from his laughing friend, leaving the apartment and making his way back home. Jungkook walked into the living room, not even thinking about who would be sitting there when he got back. "Oh," he said and stopped in his tracks. "Right?" Taehyung looked up his phone and over at Jungkook. He smiled awkwardly and waved at him. "Hi," again. Jungkook went over to the couch and took a seat next to Taehyung. "JK, why are you sitting here alone?" "Your sister making me a cake." Apparently, Taehyung clapped. "Sorry." Jungkook laughed softly but stopped himself. "JK, Hope it doesn't kill you. Yeah, me too, Taehyung replied. It feels silent soon after thought. A few minutes passed by before Taehyung cleared his throat. By the way, thanks for the gift. It was honestly really cute. He smiled. Jungkook looked up at Taehyung. The moment he looked eyes with the boy, he couldn't tear his gaze away. His eyes suddenly looked really pretty up close. They were this beautiful dark brown color. Sure, lots of people have brown eyes, but his were just different. Wait, what was he thinking? He managed to break their staring contact and look back the black television. You are welcome, he faked and coughed and rubbed the back of his neck awkwardly. Taehyung was assumed by this whole situation. Jungkook looked really cute and flushed. Heck, he even made me stutter. That's good to be an accomplishment, but it didn't last long. Apparently, Jungkook stood up and went back to his usual self. JK, whatever. See you later. Have a nice birthday. And he walked out of the room, leaving Taehyung by himself at again. Jungkook accidentally fell asleep very early last night. When he went upstairs, he had spent the rest of his time in there and eventually ended up falling asleep during his third movie. It was very early in the morning when his phone ringing. Waking up, he reached for it. Taehyung, hey. Jungkook, hi. Taehyung, I know I said thanks so many times already, but thanks again. I really appreciate you getting me a gift when you really didn't have to, especially when it's very obvious you don't like me. JK, stop bringing it up. Sorry, JK, whatever. Hope you had a good rest of your birthday. I did, thanks. JK, what thanks? No one else got me a gift. Jungkook froze when he heard over the message. He would have probably typed some rude remark, but he didn't. He felt bad honestly, and he didn't know what to say. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. JK, why didn't anyone get you a gift? Well, your sister found out it was my birthday like the day before, and my parents said since I'm older than 18, I don't need any silly gift for my birthday. JK, I'm sorry. I mean, that's. It's fine. JK, okay, bye. Bye. New message for Jimin. Jimin, meet me at the park tomorrow. We gonna hit the club together with Suga, okay? Check it. Okay. Jungkook didn't like to get dressed up, and whenever he did, it was most likely an accident, much like today. Half an hour before he left to meet up with Jimin and Suga, he spent way too long deciding on an outfit. Why? He had no idea. It's not like there was nobody to impress, but maybe, just maybe, he hoped that he could meet somebody there. He was l- lonely, okay? After a long time of deciding, Jungkook ended up wearing black silky jeans, which was a usual choice of his, and a blank black t-shirt with a flannel over it. Not too fancy, but it was of course much more than just a sweater and sweatpants like he usually wore. Now Jungkook was at the park that Jimin had told him to meet at. He was sitting on one of the swing while looking off to random place. He hated waiting. Jimin knew that, and what was he doing, making him wait? Jungkook sighed, and as if the universe finally had the smallest bit of kiss for him, he heard Jimin sound off to him. He returned around and saw the boy and his boyfriend. Great. A couple was just the things he needed to make him feel more lonely, and to top off that, there'd be two couples for tonight. Time escape, the club. Jimin saw the two boys and gasped quickly, shouting and waving at them. Jin, Namjoon, said boy looked in the direction of the shouting. Both smiled brightly once they saw their friends. We were just waiting for you guys. We are about to head in. Jin greeted the three who just arrived. Namjoon doing the same soon after. Namjoon, Jimin, and Jungkook went to and both of the group while Jin and Suga went to the other some drinks for all of them. They headed to the booth after and took their seats. Finally, they were able to sit up and actual conversation. So, how was your trip, Namjoon? Jimin asked, grabbing one of the bottle of latest drinks or water and pondering a small shot to seem cool. Namjoon laughed and shook his head at this. It was nice. I got to experience a lot of stuff. I finished a year of studies. Got to travel around for myself a bit. It's already been over a year, Jimin asked shocked. Yeah, I know, right? Namjoon said and poured a glass of water for himself. Time goes by fast, The group of friends had random conversation while the people who were allowed to drink had some shots and the people who are not allowed to or couldn't handle it just drank water. Some time had passed by and a few more people came into the club, going over to the booth. Since Jungkook spent in the booth was facing directly towards the main entrance, he saw entrance or left, meaning he saw which people had showed up. He gripped onto his glass tighter. Hey! Jungkook rolled his eyes as the others looked up at the person and greeted him. Jenny? I didn't know you were coming, Jimin gasped. Of course, how could I miss this? Jen replied and smiled. Why? Thanks for inviting us, Jin. Oh, us. Who's this? Jimin spoke up again to a guy that was standing next to Chen. Jungkook looked up. That's right. That's another. Wait, that's the guy that was with Chen at the mall? Jungkook scoffed under his breath, but not loud enough to be heard. Right, this is Hojin. He a good friend of mine. Chen looked at the guy who was apparently Wojin and smiled awkwardly. Obviously not just a good friend, Jungkook thought, and if looks could kill, Wonjin would be long gone by now. Was that a little harsh? Jungkook didn't think so. Everyone besides Jungkook greeted the new face and offered to sit down, which they both did. Not soon after, another person came walking into the club. Right as Jungkook had done it another shot, he saw the person and choked on his drink. He caught and set the glass down, staring at the boy in disbelief. JK, he turned towards Jin and said, You did not invite him, tell me? Jin looked over at Jungkook and then up at the new person, a happy expression replacing his confused one. Taehyung? He exclaimed. It had even taken Jungkook a whole minute to stand up and point at Taehyung. JK, you are my friend's with my friend. He was so annoying that he had to see the boy here. He was supposed to be having fun and relaxing and forgetting about all of life worries, but no, here was Kim. Taehyung ruined all of. Before Taehyung ever had a chance to respond or realize what was happening, Jungkook made his way out of the boat and headed over the bar to be alone. Taehyung just looked at the table of friends awkwardly. Hi, an hour and had already passed since everyone arrived. People introduced themselves to the others they didn't know, and soon mostly everyone was drunk or at least a little intoxicated. The group had all of the different places around the club. No one was sitting at the booth at this point. Jin was out grabbing and random people on the dance floor while Namjoon was trying to stop him, which only ended with Jin proceeded to greet him instead. Suga and Jimin were cuddling on some sofa in the corner. Probably even making out who know. Chen and Wonjin were off doing who know what, and Taehyung, well, he slowly went away to do his own things. Meanwhile, Jungkook was sitting at the bar, still drunk off his. He lost count of how many thoughts he had after he left his group of friends and person he didn't like. Speaking of person he didn't like, there was someone he did like, and he wanted to find that someone right now. He groaned and get up to go to find that person, almost tripping over nothing in the process. He had no idea where the person was, but oh, was he determined to find out. So Jungkook researched every corner of the club. He even checked the bathroom, which was disgusting. In fact, he heard people had done some naughty things or something, but he couldn't find him. He potted and was going to give up, but he heard the familiar voice. He suddenly smiled brightly and made his way to an hallway. Just as he was turning down the corridor, he saw the person he was looking for pushing someone else up against the wall and making out with them as if his life depended on it. Jungkook came to his senses, finally growing slightly sober from witness Jan making out with Wonji in the hall. He gulped and quickly made his way out to the main club area. He didn't know why, but this vision began to get blurry. He looked down at his head and what? I'm crying for. Jungkook sniffed and wiped his tear with the back of his hand wipe. He slowly made his way through the crowd of dancing and intoxicated people heading back to the booth they were set at only an hour ago just to see if any of his friends were there. None were there. Oh, except for Taehyung, but Taehyung wasn't a friend but a person he disliked, not hate. Jungkook couldn't say he hated the guy anymore. If he was being honest, he had grown to like him quite a bit, but he would never admit to that. So awkwardly, so walking over to the boat quickly, he sat down and slammed a hand onto the table. Taehyung, who was looking down at his phone while taking drink from his glass, watched and looked up at Jungkook. Oh, Tae, it's just you? Hey, wait, are you crying? JK, no, you are just blind as a rat and you look like one too ugly. Jungkook spun a small sniff, still audible as he kept wiped away the tears. Taehyung put his phone away and rolled his eyes. Definitely not crying. Jungkook glanced at the other and across his arm. Look, I'm in a bad, sad mood right now, so don't even test me, okay? Okay. And why is drunk you so much more rude and sober you? JK, I'm just in a bad mood and I was hoping that I could talk to someone or someone could take my mind off of things or distract me or whatever. And well, like I said, you can talk to me. Taehyung smiled softly. I won't bring anything up when you are sober. Jungkook his eyes and Taehyung promised. Taehyung nodded. Promise? He held out his pinky of Jungkook to take, which he did, and next to Jungkook, their shoulders now touching. Jungkook was still sniffing every now and then, but his mood was just all over the place at this point. He did want to talk to someone, but he didn't know how to even start. He looked at Taehyung and said, "What's wrong now?" Taehyung titled his head. JK, I don't know. Start with telling me why you were crying, maybe. Taehyung asked. Jungkook and nodded, looking to his lap. Chen was making out with that one guy, and I kinda and maybe got a little sad or whatever, but it's all good because who need a loser like him, right? I don't like him. Okay, wait, what? Can you explain? Slower, please. Who's Chen and Wo? And what are you even say? JK, Chen and Wobin. Was not his name Wojin? JK, yeah, that. They were making out. Jungkook nodded. I was looking for Chen and then I went to a hallway over there somewhere. He pointed off to where he had walked out from, and they were, yeah. Taehyung from even thought Jungkook was quite drunk. He could still tell he was hurt. He patted his shoulders and slightly. Why were you sad thoughts? Do you like him? Jungkook looked up. No, but you got sad. Shut up. I don't like him anymore and quite touching me. Jungkook saw Taehyung's hand off his shoulders and slumped down. Why not anymore? Did something happen? Taehyung asked, confused. Jungkook scoffed. Yeah, all thanks to Jimin. Oh, wait. Never mind. He mopped and started playing with his hand slowly. Minhy? Jungkook just stayed quiet on his shoulders. Taehyung sighed and ran a hand through his hair. This was stress him out. What did Minhy do? Nothing happened. It's fine, forget. I said nothing. Jungkook glanced at him. JK, why are you here in the first place? Because Jin invited me and we are friends. JK, how do you know Jin? Taehyung waited a moment before answering. We went to school together. Jungkook looked a little surprised, shocked. Whatever it was, he looked like he had a lot on his mind, but he was not saying anything. He only started at Taehyung. It's something on my face? Yeah. Taehyung rolled his eyes. How original. Another few hours had passed. Jungkook and Taehyung stopped talking after Jungkook had fallen asleep on his shoulders. Taehyung attempted to push him off, but that only ended in Jungkook falling into his lap, which was even more awkward. So Taehyung just lifted his head and got away from him, letting him lie there and sleep. But then the group of friends had returned to see the two there alone. It was about midnight, and they decided that they should all head back home. Only problem was Jungkook was pressed out and they couldn't just leave him there. Well, Taehyung kind of wanted to be the other. Someone had tagged Jungkook home. Jin and Namjoon left immediately when it was brought up, saying they were too tired. Chen and Wonjin were not even there at that point, and Jimin had to take Suga home because he was the sober one. The only men Taehyung were left alone with a drunk and sleep Jungkook. The farthest he got was outside of the club door with the help of Jimin before he had left. Now Taehyung was holding Jungkook up with and arms around his shoulders, trying his best not to drop him face first on the Jungkook probably wouldn't be happy. Taehyung tried walking the boy up, but it didn't work at all. He thought about calling Minnie for help, but she was probably sleeping by now, so he did the last things he could. Since Jungkook's house was too far and he was not even positive he could get it, he brought him back to his house, which would do for a lot of explaining in the morning. Taehyung gently set Taehyung onto his couch, and by gently said, he actually dropped him out the couch without a care in the world and left to do his own things before bed. He came back out in 10 minutes to bring Jungkook a blanket, but Taehyung muttered under his breath, he really just lost Jungkook. Taehyung ran around the house checking each of the room before he came to the last one, which was his bedroom, and there Jungkook was sleeping, sounding in his bed. How the Taehyung stood in the doorway. Was the boy sleeping? Taehyung sighed and turned towards shutting the door behind him. I guess I'm sleeping on the couch. He rubbed and made his way back to the living room. Next morning, Jungkook rolled around in his bed and sticking his arms above his head. He rubbed his head. My head hurts, he mumbled and sat up. It didn't take him long to realize he was not in his own bed, yet alone his own home. Jungkook POV. His eyes widened and he quickly looked down at himself. He was still fully clothed, so he was not stolen by some random stranger or went home with someone. But then whose house was this? He slowly got out of the bed and examined things around the room. Nothing he recognized. He must have been kidnapped. His life was over. Who would tell his parents? Did his friend know? Did they let this happen? Were they a part of his kidnapper? Did they give him up for money? Please say that it was the last and good amount. Interpreted his thought. The bedroom door opened. You are awake? Hi, Jungkook turned to the door to see who his kidnapper was and Taehyung. Okay, before you make any, let me explain. You are my dumb kidnapper? Oh, come on. Why couldn't it have been some attractive guy? Jungkook heard and sat down on the bed, disappointment. Taehyung said, you fall asleep at the club last night and you would wake up the other out, and I had to take you back home, but I was not sure I could get you in, so I took you to my house instead. Some excuse coming from kidnapper. Jungkook pointed at Taehyung, accusing him yet again. I was not kidnap you. You can go home whenever you want, JK, right now. Okay, but my parents are home still, so can you wait like another hour until they go to work or something? Taehyung awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. Jungkook lay back on the bed. Fine, stupid. You are calling the guy who brought you home from a club? Who could ever have very well just left you there to be kidnapped? Stupid. Taehyung shut his bedroom door and went to sit on the bed next to Jungkook. Jungkook took a few seconds to think about it before he actually answered yes. After Jungkook had complained to Taehyung that he was hungry and in pain, the younger boy was forced to get out and bring him something to eat, convinced that it was the last he could do after kidnapping him. Taehyung came back minutes later with a muffin, some water, and to help his headache. Here, he held the medicine and glass of water out to Jungkook once he got back to the room. What this? Jungkook looked down at the small tablet in the boy's hand. Painkillers, so you all stop complaining about your dumb hangover. Taehyung rolled his eyes and handed the tablet and the glass of water to Jungkook. He took them, hesitating for a moment before he dropped them in his mouth and slowed it down with some water. Thanks. Taehyung gasped. And I hearing this right? You saying thank you to me? How much did you drink? Are you okay? Do you have a fever? Taehyung reached a hand front and put it against Jungkook's forehead to feel his temperature. In return, Jungkook pushed Taehyung's hand away. Haha, very funny. He shook his hand and set the glass down, sitting back against the headboard of the bed. I got you a muffin. Do you not want it anymore? Taehyung held up to him. Jungkook shook his head again. Not hungry anymore, I guess. Taehyung sighed and set the muffin down, then proceeded to fall down onto his stomach on the bed. Hey, get off. Jungkook went kick his leg, tried to push Taehyung off. No, it's my bed. Taehyung mumbled into the sheets. Jungkook huffed and went to grab something to throw at the boy. He reached over the grabbed the first thing he could get his hand on. As he was about to throw it, he realized what it actually was. It was the stuffed toy he had to give him for his birthday. He frozen and stared at the toy. Did Taehyung really keep this on his bedside table? He was getting this weird feeling and he didn't like it. Since it was staring to get silenced, Taehyung decided to lift his hand and look at Jungkook. Oh, Taehyung quickly sat up. He looked like someone just found out one of his biggest secrets. He looked a little embarrassed. Yeah, I just sat there and haven't moved it since. I don't know. He looked down in his lap and said,